You're listening to The Morning Uplift, the podcast that brings you motivation and encouragement to begin your week. I'm your host, Liz Colburn. Grab your coffee, begin getting ready for your day, and join me as we discuss what it means to find the beauty in your journey.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Morning Uplift. First question of my podcast this morning is, where are my Packer fans at? I know I'm still wearing my green and gold proud even after the game last night, and I hope you are too. I hope I have some fellow cheeseheads out there listening today, but we're not going to linger on this topic, don't worry, but I know my husband will, since he has his own sports podcast that he hosts weekly. So I'm going to put in a quick shameless plug for my husband. He has two sports shows. They're called Two Up Front. It's a soccer show. And he also has What's the Score, the sports news quiz. So if you are sporty and if you are hoping to check out more about sports, not just the Green Bay Packers, but he has some soccer content in his first show and has a big grouping of different types of sports things for the news quiz. So if you are sportsy and want to check that out, then those are the names of his shows too. But our topic today is all about your story. We all have a story. We all have one to share. And I want you to think this morning about the situations that have shaped you. I want you to think of all the things, positive and negative, that have brought you to this moment. Whether you see it or not, you are an overcomer. You are a warrior. And no one has the same story to share with the world as you do. Now, some people hold on to their past. And I'm here to tell you that that's really selfish. You heard me. I'm telling you it's selfish to hold on to your past and not share it. Some people think that that is, a way of coping, a way of holding on and not sharing it with the world. But my question is, what if your story could encourage one person? What if it could encourage one person to get out of bed today? What if your story could inspire one person to make a needed change in their life? What if your story could save a life? The truth of it is just that. Your story is crucial to other people learning, growing, and surviving. Let me say that again. Your story is crucial to other people learning, growing, and surviving. You are made so uniquely, and you have a beautiful uniqueness to you. You shine so brightly, and you shine through whatever has happened in your past. You shine, and people need your light. Don't hide it. Don't bury it deep below where no one can see. There are two types of people in this world. There are people who act like nothing has ever stung them. You know those types of people that just go about their day and they act like nothing has ever gone wrong in their life. And then there's the opposite. People who grumble about every single thing that has gone wrong in their life. Honestly, neither one of these extremes are very attractive. The people who never talk about things that they've gone through, they just aren't relatable. It's hard. It feels like they're wearing a mask. It feels like, they're showing you their highlight reel and there's nothing that's really real to them at all. And then the people who grumble about everything get sucked up into that negativity, and it's hard. It's hard to feel empathetic. It's hard to talk to a person who's grumbling about everything that's ever happened to them. So don't fall into either of these extremes. We need to find a good medium where we're able to talk about what's gone wrong in our lives or things that we've overcome, but to do it in a positive way so that they can learn a message from us. What society tries to do is they fit us into a mold. Society tells us to stay in the lines and show everyone our highlight reel. Don't be true to ourselves and don't share our story because somebody's going to say something. They're going to be offended. It's going to give them a reason to gossip. And you totally know what I'm talking about. There's so many people like that in the world. But honestly, those types of people are always going to find a reason to steal the shine from you. If it's not you sharing your story, those types of people are going to find another reason. It will be because of something else. So share your story and have a message to your story. So I want you to think about your story right now. I want you to think about things that you've gone through, things that have shaped you, things that you can share with this world. Have you lost a loved one? Do you battle yourself mentally? Have you overcome issues with self-image or worth? Have you had a toxic relationship? Have your parents lost their love for each other or maybe even divorced? Did you witness awful things as a child? Did you struggle in school? Have you or do you still struggle with addiction? What do you have to share with this world? Now, I'm not just saying to word vomit all over everyone about how you went through this, and this. I'm saying to share what you learned, where your drive comes from, how you healed, when you realized you were worthy of happiness. Inspire others through your message. We all have a story. We could just word vomit about all these things that have happened to us, but if we don't truly have a message, we can't really inspire others to know where we're coming from and what they can learn and how it can help them. Now, for the last year and a half, I've been really working on finding my voice. I can honestly say that I had big fears in the beginning with this. I was so anxious. I thought, why would people want to listen to me? I also had people along the journey that told me I should be ashamed of what I was posting on social media. I convinced myself that people would judge me and they would see through my walls that I so beautifully built up. I did that forever and ever, it seemed like. I built up these walls, and I was the type of person that didn't talk about things that I went through. I thought that people just wanted to see the positives. And what I'm learning is there's so much beauty in the journey, and that's the reason I started this podcast in the first place, is because I know I'm not alone. And I've learned in this journey that I don't have to be alone, and I don't have to suffer in silence, that I have a story so I can share with other people, and that I can help them see that they're not the only ones facing that as well. So I want you today to bust through those walls. People need you. They need your story. And since I started sharing my journey about a year and a half ago, I can humbly say that I've inspired people. And how do I know that? It's because people have reached out to me and they said, Liz, thank you so much for sharing your journey. It helped me do this, or it helped me see that. And I say that so humbly because I wake up every single day and I jump out of bed thinking, how can I help somebody today? How can I just touch one life? How can I inspire one person to get out of bed today? And I talk through those things in my head because I believe in the power of one. I believe in my story. Do you believe in your story? I seek to help others. Do you seek to help others? This is seriously my drive every single day. And it is painful at times. It's painful to go back to times that have scarred me. But when you can remind yourself where you are now and know that so many other people are struggling with what you once did, it propels you to just speak from your heart. People need you. You can gain the confidence to share your story. I dare you to inspire somebody today. Thank you for joining me for this week's episode of The Morning Uplift. I've been your host, Liz Colburn. I hope you join me again next Monday at 6 o'clock a.m. Central, live on Spreaker.com. Go ahead and head over to my Facebook and like The Morning Uplift. If you missed a show, go over to Spreaker.com and catch it on demand, or you can subscribe on iTunes. Contact me at lizcolburnbb@gmail.com. I love hearing from you. Thank you for spending your morning growing with me. God's blessings on an amazing, purpose-filled week. See you next time as we continue finding the beauty in your journey.